Welcome back to my channel. My name is DNA and this is Aztec Queen. And this is Peanut. Yes, he's really cute. So, put this chair right here. Oh, there you go. Oh, you want to sit on me? Okay, fine. So, today's going to be story time about how me and Alex got together, like our little love story. This is a story time, and here we go. So, I met Alex when I was 14. It was in math class, my freshman year. He was a junior. I did not know that. And y'all, I don't know if y'all know how, like, the classes, most classes are set up where, you know, there's the desks that go in a row. Like, you have like 6 or 7 in a row, and like maybe 5 rows or 6 rows. And I was in the middle, like right in the middle of the whole class. I wasn't in front, but I was like the 3rd or 4th in the middle of the 3rd, 4th row in the middle. So like I was nerdy. I used to, you know, I was nerdy, so I was like, trying to learn, you know. And so, mind you, at this time I was really nerdy and legit looked fluffy. Like I was thick, like I was chubby. I was chubby and I was chubby like I am now. And so basically, okay, come on. Gosh, this way I don't have kids. And then so basically what happened was, so that's how the school was set up, and 6 rows, and on the left side, like in the front side, that's where the whiteboard was, and on the left side, that's where like that whole wall was just window. Like the first half was window, the second half was obviously concrete, but then on this side, there was like, not cubbies, but you know, like shelves or whatever, and then the front, the door to get in. And so that's just a scenario, or just picture it so you can picture it. And so like I said, I was in the middle row, right in the middle of the class, and I had like this one friend. Her name was, we're gonna call her Dirty Diana, because I don't want to give her real name, because she said, you know, she was not, I don't know how to explain it, but she was like ho-ish. She was ho. But that's her thing. Like, no, I'm not judging. I don't care. Like, obviously I didn't care because I was friends with her. But I had this one friend. We were cool and everything. And then I just remember one day we were passing back paperwork. You know, they pass you a paper and then you pass the rest of the packet back. And I remember turning around and I saw this white boy, and this dude caught my eye. This like white boy, I thought he was a white boy. This white boy with gorgeous eyes and gorgeous eyelashes. I just remember looking to this, just turning around, passing. I'm like, whoa! I did a little double take. I'm like, who the fuck is that? And then his eyes looked so fucking gorgeous. Like I was hypnotized. Like I was mesmerized, because I'm all about white boys and pretty eyes. Like that's my thing. Like that was my like. That was like I was in love with like pretty eyes, nice smile, or like it is one of those things. Nice smile, nice eyes. He had both, and he was a white boy, which I was really into white boys, am because obviously I'm so open. Anyway, so out of all the days, like I was like super bright outside. The windows were open. All the sun was coming in. So when I turn around, I see this cute white boy with fucking gorgeous blue, light blue gray eyes. I was like, who the fuck is that? I need to know. And then I found out that his name's Alex, and I don't remember exactly how I found out. I just remember one day my friend, Dirty Diana, because I was really innocent back in the day, she was writing me a little not letter, but she was explaining to me like that she had this little boyfriend, and now she was doing something with him. I didn't know, like again, I was very innocent at this time. I was unaware of the slangs or those, you know, the sayings of what those things were. She said, and I quote, on the little thing, she put like, oh, something, I gave him head. And I'm like reading this, I'm like, what's head? And then she's like, oh, shh, don't say that shit out loud. Oh my God, it's so embarrassing. And I'm like, well, what is it? Like I don't understand this. Like, what did you misspell this? You mean you gave him your heart? She's like, oh my god, it's so embarrassing. And then, of course, little boys around us heard, which was Alex's best friend turns around. He's like, let's call him Joe. So Joe turns around and he's like, who gave who head? And like they're literally right next to us. And I remember he was like, oh, what's going on? He was child giggling and all interested, like what's going on. And from then on, we all became friends. So it was Dirty Diana started going out with Joe, and then me and Alex would talk, but not like they were talking. We're just friends. We're all just friends, but they were dating. They started dating, and that's one of Alex's closest friends. And so me and Alex started talking about like cars and things that we had in common, just cars and like random shit. But then I found out that he was 16, and I'm like, oh fuck, there's no way I could ever get with a guy that cute, and of course he's older, so there's no way he's gonna be interested in this girl. And then I just remember I'm like, okay, fine, I'll just be friends with him. I'd rather have that than nothing. And then I found, I'm like, oh my god, you're Mexican? Like I heard your name was Hernandez, and then I hear speaking Spanish. Like, are you Mexican or like what is it? And he's like, yeah, I'm Mexican. I'm full Mexican. I was born here, but my parents are from Jalisco and like Michoacan and that's or something like that. I'm like, oh, cool. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm from Mexico too. I was born there, you know. But I grew up here, blah, blah, blah. So we just told each other, we just caught up, and we all became friends during that class. We just talked, never hung out outside of class, except that one time. I think there was like an after-school thing that we had to do for farm, and we had to all show up for this Halloween party thing to get extra credit or something. And we hung out there, but I never told them that I liked them. At least not then. I did tell, however, during Diana. I told her, I'm like, hey, I really like Alex. And then that same day, like coming out of dance class from her, because we had dance and then we had 6th period, which was math class. Alex passed by and she tried to grab his ass, and then she kissed him on the cheek like later on in that day. I'm like, what the fuck? What a hoe? Like, girl, I just told you I liked him. Like, what is it with girls doing that? But whatever. Somehow. And then she was dating she was dating him, like, she was dating his best friend, so I just still didn't understand that. So then, I remember this fucking shirt. Okay. So then I remember we ended up just being like somewhat friends. We weren't close, but we would talk. We were close in class, but we never talked outside. But whenever we did pass by each other, we would say hi or whatever. But we never like got close, like ate lunch together or anything like that. I met his cousin, and it was really funny and weird the way it happened, because we were, I think we were in PE together, and we were in like it looked like a cul-de-sac, like this, and there was nothing here. We were sitting there because there was dance classes, and then all of this was dance. Like the first part of the building, the corner was all dance classes, and second floor, and then on that second floor on that side was the gym classes. And that's when, you know, people go work out or whatever. And in the middle was just us being, we were sitting on the floor, like listening to our teacher talk about PE or whatever. And we were going to go play wiffle ball, I think. Dodgeball. I don't know. We were going to play some sort of like PE thing. And I met this girl. Her name, I'm going to call her, because she's family, so I want to protect her identity. I'm going to call her Amelia. I'm gonna call her Amelia. So Amelia, just like, I met her, we were talking, and I'm like, oh my god, guess what? I like that. I noticed that Alex was up there, and I'm like, ooh, like, anyway, so we were becoming friends, and I'm like, oh, look, actually, I'm like, oh, by the way, like, that's the guy I like. And then she's like, oh, that's my cousin. And I'm like, no, because I got embarrassed. I'm like, no, the guy next to him is like, oh, that's my cousin too. And I'm like, how is that possible? Like, is the whole school your cousin or what? Like, I don't get this. Like this, are you lying to me? Like, it felt like such a lie, but it's true. They were both her cousins. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, well, okay then. What's their names? And then she's like, oh, that's Alex Hernandez, and then I'll just not say the other name. And then, I'm like, okay, well, I like him. I like the one with the tall one with the pretty eyes. And they both had pretty eyes, but like, Alex was like the tall, skinny one. He was just tall and skinny, and I didn't know they were brothers, but anyways, I ended up being really cool with her, and we just would talk, about random stuff, and I remember me and him were getting closer as friends, and then this was the second semester, and his best friend, we're all friends now, but what's his? I don't know what to name him. I'll call him Sam. So Sam, I noticed that he was hanging out a lot with Alex during that class, and then I found out they were best friends or whatever. And then one time, me and him were talking, like in the beginning of class, before class started, like people were just coming in, and I was in the middle of a conversation with Alex in front of the class, and then Sam comes in. He grabs Alex by the arm. He's like, pulled him away. Like, I thought I told you to talk to her, and just grabbed him and pulled him away. And he just legit, he's like, oh, okay, and he stopped talking to me and just got dragged by the other dude to the back of the class, and then we kind of stopped talking a little bit. But I was so offended on how this guy disrespected me, I guess. And I just remember he pulled him away, and I was like, what the fuck? And then Alex was like, oh yeah, you're right. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, he was very, very innocent and gullible at that time. And I still don't remember. I'm gonna fucking have to interview him if he's down to why he did that. I always ask him, and I don't remember what his answer is. Anyway, so I would say that he believed me, but he didn't believe me. He was just an asshole. Anyway, so we ended up. I just stopped talking to him. I was so offended, and I was like, So I stopped talking to him, and I think he noticed within like within the second day, because I used to sit next to him in the middle of the class. So I was like in the fourth seat, and then he was in the fourth seat next to me. And so I just ended up moving all the way to the front of the class, and I just didn't give a fuck. I was like, no, I'm not talking to him. And I think he tried talking to me like whenever I passed by him, and he's like, oh, my cousin said you guys are friends, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're friends. Like, I was just not down. Like, I was not talking to him anymore. I was like, whatever's for him. I was like indifferent, not caring, didn't give a fuck. Even though I was so in love with this dude, I did not give a shit because he disrespected me. And I had such high standards. I still do. I had such high standards for being so young, and I think it's because of my dad, of the way he raised me. So anyways, I just stopped talking to him for I think about the third or fifth day. I realized that he was really trying to talk to me, because my friend, what did I call her? Amelia? She's like, oh, Alex thinks you're mad at him. I'm like, I am. He was fucking an asshole for whatever he did, and letting his friend be like that. If you don't want to talk to me, that's fine. I'm not going to beg anybody to be friends with me. And then I think the next day, he sat next to me. You want to come say hi? In English?
I can say that in English and Spanish.
And Spanish, bilingual. You want to come say hi? You want me to say the story while you're here?
Not really.
Anyways, so I just remember he sat next to me right in front of the class, and it was a big deal because he was really shy. So I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? And he's like, hey, trying to get my attention. He was just really getting on my face to say hi to him. I'm like, okay, fine. He's trying. I'll give him one more chance. And I'm telling myself in my head okay, I'll give him a chance. So then we started being friends again, and I was like, what's up with your friend? Fucking asshole. And then I was just not cool with his friend, which I'm calling him Sam. And I'm talking about. Anyway, so I guess say hi.
Hi everybody, how you doing?
He's gonna be here for the story time of how we met.
I'm just saying hi, and I'm leaving. Hello. And this is all I wanted.
Okay, so just gonna be here for the story then.
What do you mean?
So,
I'm gonna be here.
So you can tell your side.
I don't have a side.
You don't remember anything. Stop don't do that. Okay, so he's like, hi. Do you remember when I stopped talking to you in the middle of class because I pulled you away from me and I didn't talk to you for a week?
I thought it was Sam.
Oh, fuck, Sam.
Yeah, because he thought he was gonna be a loner. It was a threat to him.
Okay.
He was like, oh shit.
Go.
Because Joe has a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I was about to get one, so he was like, oh shit, I'm gonna be a loner.
Okay, so then
he was like, I gotta do something.
So then Sam grabs Alex by the arm and just pulls him away, and I was mad at him for a week. I sat all the way in the front of class, and then you sat all the way in front of class because I was trying to sit away from you. I didn't want to be friends with you.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember that one time you sat next to me in front of class? You remember?
I remember you sat away from me, yes.
Yes?
Mm-hmm.
And then you sat next to me and you're like, hi.
Mm-hmm.
You don't remember that?
Yes.
Okay, anyway, so he sat next to me and I'm like, alright, I'll give him a chance, because he's trying. And that's how we just became friends all over again. And we didn't really talk after the second semester because of Sam.
Mm-hmm.
He was, he was legit cock blocking Alex hardcore. And whatever, everything's forgiven and forgotten because we're cool. We're all cool now. We're all friends now. But so we ended up being good friends, and I remember we just stopped. We weren't that close after the second semester. We just stopped talking. But then I ended up leaving to a different place. I ended up moving temporarily for 6 months suddenly. So I just stopped coming to my freshman year. Towards the end of my freshman year, I left. It was it's a different story. So I left for 6 months. I lost a lot of weight within those six or 5 months, and we used to communicate when we started being friends. We used to communicate. Remember MySpace?
Mm-hmm.
We started communicating through MySpace, and he was still talking to me. He was still talking to me through MySpace, and that was pretty cool. And what were we talking about? Cars, no?
Cars, and then what we did that day.
Yeah. And we're just talking about cars and stuff like that. And then I just remember he was one of the only people that would respond to my messages and stuff. He would take his time, whatever. And then I came back and I found out that you had moved to Riverside.
Mm-hmm.
He moved to Riverside, and I was like, fuck, that sucks. And I had lost a lot of weight, and I was all excited to show him my, what is it called, my glow up or whatever. And then I remember your cousin's like, oh yeah, he moved, and I'm like, oh fuck. And then Dirty Diana.
Mm-hmm.
I'm calling her Dirty Diana.
Mm-hmm.
Dirty Diana had a birthday party. Her and her sister invited me, and invited Alex, and they both knew I was in love with Alex. So they're like, oh, guess who's coming? Alex is gonna go to the party. And we end up going to the party, and he shows up, and he's like, hey, I know you. And then he gave me a hug. I remember that. I was all over it when he gave me a hug.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's just really cute.
Yeah.
And then you look super tiny next to me. I look like a fucking linebacker next to you.
It was a fun hangout.
I'm so huge next to you. Look. Sit up straight so I can look so big.
Remember that chocolate cake they had for her?
Oh, the fountain?
No,
the chocolate.
The
it was a chocolate fountain.
The cake, birthday cake.
Okay, but I remember there was a chocolate fountain. Don't you remember?
Yeah.
Okay, so me and him were talking, and you have this thing that you do. Sit up straight. He has this thing that he does where when he can't really hear, when you're in a loud, crowded space, even if it's not loud, but if there's a lot of people talking and there's some music in the background, he can't really hear. So he does this a lot. He just leans and he's like, excuse me. He just always leans and he's like, what? And he just he kind of goes, do it.
That's why you don't listen to loud radio or buy subwoofers when you're in high school.
Well, anyway, so he was fucking deaf. And whenever we were talking, he would lean in, he's like, huh? And I was just I would be so fucking devastated and hypnotized and melted because, he was so, he used to have this dark tan, but his eyes were so fucking bright and light because at that time you were having scuba classes, right?
It's in the summertime. I was good at time. Yeah, scuba classes.
Anyway, so I was mesmerized by his eyes, and I finally had the balls to tell him hey, I like your eyes, they're so pretty. And he's like, this is the second. He's like, this is the second time I've heard it today. And I'm like, bitch, just say thank you. Hello. And he's like, oh, thank you. I didn't tell him bitch to say thank you. I'm like, well, okay, so you mean thank you? He's like, oh yeah, thank you. And I'm like, oh, okay. It only took me fucking 2 years to tell him that I loved his eyes. And then we had to go sing happy birthday. And then there was these 2 white girls. You remember them? There's these 2 white girls. I just see them asking, oh my god, your eyes are so pretty. And I'm like, this bitch just met him and just told him straight up, oh, your eyes are pretty. It took me a whole fucking year and a half to tell him that I thought his eyes were pretty. Anyways,
so 3 times that day.
I think that was the second time. I don't know. I don't remember. But anyway, so it was a party. So it was a bunch of girls and a bunch of guys. And then these girls were wearing their jean skirts folded upwards. You know how you can fold your pants inward so you can't see that they're folded? These little hoes folded their skirt upwards so you could tell it was folded to make it look shorter. And I was like, how much hoish can you how much hoish can you look? You know? So I was like, whatever. And I got super jealous. I always had a jealousy problem, but we weren't together at that time. Anyway, so me and him would talk, and then I just remember throughout the party, there's one time I just turned and I looked to the side, and this little motherfucker was like pulling up his shirt to show everybody, like these two girls he was talking to, his abs. And I was like, so fucking done. I was like so mad, but I'm like, I can't do anything. And my friend's like, my best friend Elizabeth, she's like, you want me to kick their ass? I'll kick her their ass. And I was like, nah, it's cool. And then I think that was the end of the party. It was kind of whack. The party was kind of whack.
Mm-hmm.
And then
it was whack.
It was a little high school party.
It's okay.
And then I just remember like you left, and then I think we were just talking through MySpace. We were talking through MySpace, and then finally your cousin's like, oh, like I'm like, oh, how's Alex doing? I would tell his cousin like, oh, how's Alex doing? She'd be like, oh, he's cool. He's, you know, he doesn't like Riverside and blah blah blah. And then I'm like, oh, I miss him. And she's like, I can give you his number. And I'm like, yes. So I didn't have a cell phone at that time, so my best friend did. And so Elizabeth called him, and then this was his house number, which is his mom's house number. So she calls him because I didn't have the balls. She calls, and then I guess your sister picked up, and then like my friend left a message like, oh, just tell Alex that Vinay called, and that, you know, she wants to talk to him or whatever. And then she's like, oh yeah, just tell him that she wants to talk to him and whatever. And I didn't have a phone again. I didn't have a phone, so that, like, I was like, whew, like I got out of this, like I got saved, you know. And so that night I get a phone call, and I'm thinking it's my best friend because my best friend used to call me on my uncle's phone number. And then it wasn't. I guess Alex called back my best friend, which is Elizabeth, and Elizabeth gave him my uncle's number, and then he called me on my uncle's phone number, and we talked for 3 hours. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're very boring.
Yes, I would fall asleep.
Fuck you, you asshole. That was like later, but the first day you were excited to be talking to me.
Yeah, we would talk because we didn't know anything about each other, so obviously it was fun to talk for that long.
But wasn't I the first girl to ever call you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you were the first girl to call me. And we would talk about things, interesting topics. And then
his birthday happened, and I remember, he would call me every night, and then his birthday came around this time that we just barely started talking, and he came by to pick up his gift, because, mind you, I had to babysit this little girl who had 13 rats in her house, like, as pets. This was so hard, and she was living in like the apartments in my apartment complex. But I found out that like her mom had just gotten a new job across the street, and she was like, working at a grocery store, and like they needed a babysitter. I'm like, oh, I need money because, you know, I wanted to buy Alex a present, and I'm like, I'll babysit, y'all. I babysat for like 2 weeks and got $40, and this little girl had like 13 rats, 13 fucking pet rats. Like I didn't mind it, but it smelled really gross.
That's too much.
Yeah, it was. Do you remember?
No, I never went to go see those rats. I mean, no.
No, I think I would call you. He would call me at night, and I would tell him like, dude, I'm like in the house full of rats, and I mean the house was empty. Like they had like, stop doing that. They had like a couch. They had a couch and like one couch, entertainment center, like very simple, like minimalist. But they had rats all over, like in the room and all around the walls, and they would leave like 2 or 3 running around, and I'd be like. Like, I don't mind pets, but, like, damn, this is fucking creepy as fuck, you know? So I endured 2 weeks of that, and I got paid $40. And I just remember, and this is around March, obviously, and I just remember I had enough money just to buy him a necklace, like a necklace with a Christian cross. And I think that's what I got you for Christmas. And for your birthday. And he came by and picked it up, and I think, what were you saying? You're like, oh, this is a nice, I don't know if this is like, I said something like, oh, I've never gotten a gift like this before. And I'm like, of course. Like, you've never had someone like me before, you know? And, like, I think that was, like, I think they did a lot for you to get your attention. But, yeah, so I was very Christian. I am very Christian, so the first gift I ever gave him was a Christian necklace, you know? Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, I haven't been in church in so long. I'm like, well, you should go, you know?
Yeah, you should go.
You should repeat everything I said.
You should still go.
so then, oh, my titties are all out. Let me get them.
Yeah, you do.
Well, this is pink. I like pink. I try to have pink shirts in mine. So then, yeah, so we were really good friends. He would come me every night forever. This was my sophomore year when we started talking on the phone. And then the next year, which was my junior year, he finally, I think, I MySpaced him, and I told him straight up that I liked him. I'm like, hey, like, I want to be, like, I still want to be friends, but I just want to let you know, like, I hope nothing changes, but I really like you. And he emailed me back, I really like you too, like, nothing has to change, I'll call you tonight. And then he called me, and I'm here waiting for him to be like, oh, you want to be my girlfriend, like, you want to go out, let's hang out. No, it was just a regular conversation that we had every night. And this happened, like, the whole year of my junior year. Like, literally till December. No, till July. March, June, July. So 2 months after I had told him that I liked him, he didn't ask me out. And then finally, I think he was saying, oh, like, Joe is going out with this new girl. I think she's, like, he's going out to her quinceañera or whatever. I don't know. Something about him having a new girlfriend. He's like, do you want to hook up? Do you want to be my girlfriend? And I was like, finally. And he, like, legit lost his breath. He's like, excuse me? And I'm like, dude, it took you, like, forever to ask me out. He's like, do you remember?
No, not really.
I'm going to tell everybody about your
I remember asking you.
And I'm like,
but it wasn't like, I don't know why you were waiting for it. If you were waiting for it, you could have just asked.
I told you that I liked you.
Hinted.
I did. I told you I liked you.
To me, it was just like, I'm hanging out with you every day, so it's like the same thing.
No, but we didn't hang out every day. We talked to each other every day. But okay. I told you I liked you. I was expecting you to tell me to go out with you. What do you mean you were waiting for me to hint you? What more can I tell you? Do I have to say, hey, I need the dick? Like, what did I have to say for you to go out with me? Like, hello? Like, I did everything I was supposed to do. You were supposed to ask me out. Mm-hmm. I guess he didn't know that he was so innocent back in the day. He did not know that he had asked me out. He thinks that girls were supposed to ask him out. Right? That's your ideology? Well, what was your whole thing? Because you told me this once before.
Well, I mean, I would hang out with my guy friends. So
okay, that's what I'm asking.
If a girl wanted, like the guy or anything, she would be like, hey.
Not always, but most.
Because I've seen it done before, you know?
Like, girls, in his mind, girls ask the guys out. I don't know.
Or you'll see a girl go to a guy and say, oh, I like you or something.
Which is what I did. I told you I liked you, and you didn't ask me out. Mm-hmm. Did you just not like me?
No, I just wasn't. I just never really asked anybody out. That's it.
Okay, so he finally asked me out, and I was like, damn, that fucking took forever. I'm like, finally. He's like, well. And I'm like, okay, so when do you want to go out? So we went out like that weekend on our first date. And, like, mind you, we had one friendship date. Like, we went out, like, to the movies with our friends, like a double date. But it wasn't even a date because we were just friends. We were just going out as friends. Remember when we went with Jason? Mm-hmm. So we went with Jason, and it was really cool. But, like, it was fun. But this time, it was just me and him and my best friend, of course, because I didn't want to go by myself. And, yeah, I just remember we went out, and I was, like, excited because I was going to get my first kiss. Mm-hmm. And then he just pet kissed me, and I was like, there's a little pet kiss, like this.
Yeah.
And I just remember.
It's good. It's good for a first date.
Yes, because he was very innocent, and I was like, damn, I was freaking dying for the dick, but it's okay.
No, don't say that.
So, anyways. So I was expecting a lot more from him, but anyway, so we ended up just saying goodbye or whatever, and I was all excited because I got my first pet kiss, and then we legit talked for like 2 more weeks after that, and then he got really busy with the Fire Explorers and the Fire Academy. And he stopped talking to me, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess you're busy. And then one day I text him, I'm like, oh, call me when you're not busy, when you have time for me. And he called me right away, and he was like, you could tell he was tired, and he was, like, his voice was like deeper, more like, groggy. And the next day, why are you laughing?
Of course.
Because he used to work at the Arrowhead Con at the Honda Center, and he's like, oh, like everybody's smoking weed here. I feel a little high. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. And then he's like, yeah, I'm just tired. Sorry for not calling you. And I'm like, oh, that's fine. And then we were planning on going out the next day. I was like hanging out, and I was so excited. I was trying everything on, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna go on my second date. And this bitch texts me, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, nothing, I just had breakfast. He's like, oh yeah, I just had breakfast. And I'm like, cool, so what are we gonna do today? And he's like, I don't think it's fair. He's like, I don't think it's fair for me to keep you waiting. We live really far away, and I don't think it's gonna work. And I'm like, oh, okay, I understand. He's like, okay, cool. And basically that's how he broke up with me and broke my heart. Mm-hmm. So do you want to say why you broke up with me?
Yeah, I'm in high school, right?
He had already graduated by that time, though.
Well, I moved on to the other high school.
He had already graduated, and I was gonna plan on like crashing his.
I was still living at my parents' because I was still in high school. It was my last year
in Riverside,
and I transferred to another high school, and it was about an hour drive. I'm still, maybe in my 20s or before that. Actually, my 18.
Yeah.
And you just think like, oh shit, it's far away. Distance seems
basically
pretty far. An hour seems pretty far. When
someone
you're
in his family
age.
told him that like long distance relationships don't work, and he ended up breaking up with me. And that Thursday, he already had a girlfriend.
It was close to graduation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you already had a girlfriend by then. Look at that! Look! He's a fucking asshole! Had a girlfriend at graduation?
That was it.
What do you mean? So you asked her out then?
No.
So then how did you become boyfriend girlfriend?
So some friend said, hey, you want to... I know her, and that was it. I didn't think much of it. It was like, oh, she likes you. It was just... Anyways, like it's when you're 18 years old and your parents decide to move to a different county, and because it's cheaper.
Anyways, we're not talking about that.
And an hour drive is pretty long. So
Anyways,
I decided to move back.
Wait,
I lived at.
Wait, no. He broke up with me and had another girlfriend by Friday. So this bitch was basically like bouncing from me to another girl, which I don't understand. I guess I gave him the balls to just date whoever he wanted, because until he dated me when he turned 18, and for one fucking day, and then now he can date whoever the fuck he wants. Like, I guess I gave him the balls to like date girls or whatever, because before then, zero, nada. Like, even though like he had looks and everything, he had no girlfriends, right?
This was the same thing. I wasn't asking for it. It was more of a guy who said, oh, she likes you. Like, okay.
Which guy?
Some guy at graduation. Graduation date.
Fuck, I should have crashed it. I was gonna go. I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna fucking show up to the graduation and just fucking like crash the graduation, because his cousin had told me everything. I'm like, no, I won't go. Like, I don't want to be rude. This is like a family thing. And fuck, imagine if I would have. Well, what would you have done?
Nothing.
You would have still gone with that girl, huh?
No.
You would have cheated on me.
No, I wouldn't have known that girl.
Well, didn't you tell me you already had a girlfriend? Anyways, he broke up with me, changed his MySpace picture, and then like I saw him in the picture with some girl, and he had the necklace I bought him.
She pretty much was like a control freak.
Me?
Her, I think.
Oh, your ex?
I think so, yeah. Yeah. I didn't even see her coming. I was just waiting for graduation. That was it.
But he was with me, so I'm kind of mad. That's why I was so mad at him. I first found out all this information out when we started dating again. But anyway, so he started dating that girl, and then I started dating my ex-boyfriend, which basically I dated this like 6'2" football player, and it was really funny because my friend and I like we used to like skateboard all the time, and one of our friends, we call her Jen, knew this one guy who was at he's like, oh, I know that guy, and I'm like, who's that guy? And he was like, he was tall, he had, like I said, he was 6'2", pretty blue eyes, and of course, like, I'm immediately attracted to that, so I was like, ooh, have him go, like, get him for me, like, hook me up with him, because I, like, homecoming is coming, so, and it's, like, literally 2 or 3 weeks, like, get me a date with him, and then she's like, all right, and, like, we didn't talk at the skate park, like, we didn't actually interact in that skate park, but then, like, that Monday, because we were at the skate park, like, Saturday or Sunday, I don't know what day, but that Monday, he came up to me, and he's like, oh, he, like, tapped me, he tapped me on the shoulder, he's like, hey, like, have you seen my dog? I think he went that way, like, he did that thing from the scene where Shia LaBeouf in Transformers is, like, showing off his muscles to Megan Fox or whatever, he legit, like, used that skit. He's like, oh, if you see my dog, can you pick him up, like this, and I was like, it was hilarious, like, the way he approached me was very unique and charismatic, and it was endearing, so, yeah, so he caught my eye, and after, like, 2 weeks, like, within that first time he came to talk to me, he just basically assumed the role of boyfriend-girlfriend, like, we didn't say we were boyfriend-girlfriend, but he would come visit me every day, we would have lunch together, we would just hang out all day, every day, we would skate together, and eventually he asked me out to go to, like, homecoming, and he paid for my stuff and everything, and he even matched my dress. I was wearing a black and hot pink dress, and he matched it. I don't have pictures of me when I was in high school, but so I was wearing this dress. I don't know if you could see it. Anyways, that was me. I wore this dress for homecoming, and he had a tie that was checkered, with the same tone, same everything. But we lasted together for like 2 months or a month or whatever. I don't remember. But then I found out that Alex and his girlfriend broke up, and right away, I found out that she cheated on him. Like, good for him. Like, that's what you get. Like, it's called karma, bitch. Karma for being so mean to a nice, pretty good girl like me. Anyway, so he got his ass kicked with karma or whatever. He was all crying and shit. But I remember he's like, he would MySpace me. He's like, oh, I love you. Oh my god, I miss you so much.
Calm down.
He's like, oh my god, I miss you so much. I love you, babe. And blah blah. I'm like, I have a boyfriend. He's like, oh, okay, I understand. And I'm like, we could be friends, but I have a boyfriend. And then 2 weeks later, I broke up with my boyfriend, and I called.
So she's like, what do we boyfriends now?
No, I'm like, oh, I broke up. He's like, oh, how are you? And I'm like, good. And I'm like, I broke up with my boyfriend, but I didn't tell him I wanted to go out with him. I'm like, oh yeah, I broke up with my boyfriend. I'm kind of busy doing their stuff, whatever. And after I broke up with my boyfriend, I dated 2 other guys. Well, I dated one guy, and the other guy was just a fun time. And then
A fun time. You don't say that.
It was a fun time. That's a different story. That'll be a different story of my hookup with one, like, really hot guy that from my school that I had no idea how to crush on me. Anyways, that's a different story.
No, don't say that.
I'm gonna say that. Anyway, so I'll say that story later. Anyway, so me and him. So it's funny because Alex called me one night, and he's like, because all his friends were. Like, from October to December, me and him started talking on the phone again, and his friends, he would send Sam and Joe to tell me, like, oh, Alex wants to take you out to Olive Garden, and I'm like, ew, I don't like Olive Garden, fuck that. So he sent me to, like, he just sent me his friends telling me that he wants his friends to, like, tell me that he wants to go out with me, and then finally, I'm like, okay, just tell him to call me, and then he called me, and then just, like, I think it was, like, so it was 12/11/07. So it was in December when he finally asked me out. Because there was another guy who was trying to ask me out, or he asked me out, and I was like, oh, let me think about it. So I told his friend Sam, like, hey, Sam, like, is Alex going to ask me out, or are we just going to be friends because this other guy wants to go out with me? And, like, I'm down for him, but, like, I like Alex more. So if he doesn't, like, ask me out soon, I'm just going to end up going out with this guy and, like, give this guy a chance. And then so that night, on a Tuesday, after the Fire Explorers, Alex calls me and he's like, oh, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, nothing. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I just got out of the High Explorers. And then I'm like, okay, cool. He's like, yo, okay, Sam was telling me, yeah, like, we you want to hang out? And I'm like, no, I didn't say that. He's like, oh, well, do you want to be my girlfriend again? And I'm like, let's just, like, if we're going to go out, let's just stay as friends if it doesn't work out. Because I don't want it to happen again where, like, I lose you as a friend. He's like, yeah, okay, that sounds cool. And obviously, that was December 11th, 2007. So that was the second time we dated in that year. The first time was in July. And, no, April, May, June. The first time we started dating was in June. And then in July, that's when we broke up. And then, yeah, so we've been dating ever since, or we've been together ever since that December. And then 3 years later, we got married. And that's a different story on the reason we got married. Mm-hmm. We wanted to get married when we were like 25. We had already planned, like, we wanted to get married when we were a little bit older, but we got married when I was 18 and he was 20. And there's a story behind that.
Please.
We got married. Okay, I'll cut this part out. Anyway, so we got married for a different reason. So yeah, we got married within 3 years, and we basically eloped because his family didn't want us to get married because they thought it was a bad idea. So he kept telling them that we were gonna get married a couple times, and they're like, "Fuck no!" And
we just had a ceremony.
So we just fucking eloped. We're like, all right, let's just do it with nobody around, and yeah, it was pretty good actually. I liked it. It was very romantic in the sense that it was just me and him and the lady who married us, and we were very vulnerable in the way. Like we were saying our vows, and I remember it was very intimate because it was just me and him, and we said our vows, and I remember he was tearing up and I was tearing up, and I'm like, I can't believe this is so emotional. But yeah, so we never had a wedding, not yet, but yeah, we've never had a wedding.
We can put up a GoFundMe if you want.
GoFundMe.
No. There's no point of being in debt for $30,000 or any of that.
No, so we haven't had a wedding, but we are going to be 10 years married. Our 10-year anniversary is this April, and we were gonna do something, but then all this fucking thing, like the whole coronavirus, that's just nothing's gonna fucking happen for sure. Mm-hmm. So there goes another thing thrown at me, but it's okay. So what did you think about me when you first met me?
I thought, like, whoa, what a woman. Where'd she come from?
Mexico. No, so what did you really think about me? You first saw me, I was very dorky. I don't know how I caught you.
I saw you, and I was like, that's cool. It's a girl, she likes skateboarding, and she likes, talking to me.
He thought I was smart.
She got my eye, so yeah.
So he had me do his homework. Not do his homework, but he had me help him a couple times. But yeah, so what do you think about me now?
Same. You're beautiful, and everybody has their own love story. We have ours, and ours is great.
You're so fucking generic. You're so fucking like.
I have nothing to say. I think that my wife is the best thing that ever happened to me.
That's so sweet. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, well, anyways, bye. Just kidding. So thank you.
Peace out.
So thank you so much for watching my channel or this video. I hope you like it. It's so weird. I'm not gonna let that. I'm gonna edit it out. Anyways, thank you so much for watching my channel, and I hope you like it. And
don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
And little Munchkin wants to say goodbye.
No, he doesn't.
Say bye-bye. Say goodbye. You act like a really scared dog, and you're so vicious. I'm gonna upload the videos when you're like being super vicious. You smell like a dirty sock. Well, thank you so much for watching my channel. I hope to see you next time. And yeah, so bye.